Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and I'm in the city of St. George, Utah, which is located right at the bottom of a really long cliff that they call the Red Hills. So I'm going to show you some shots of the city from way above the city, but mainly I'm going to take you on a tour through the Red Hills Desert Garden and the Pioneer Park, which is right next to that. So let me show you around the top of the city of St. George. So first I'm going to go through the Desert Garden, and then we'll take a look at Pioneer Park. So as the sign says, we're going to experience the beauty of desert landscapes and the rarely seen virgin fish. This is the first scene I come upon, which I was not expecting. No swimming or wading. I wasn't even thinking about it. Nor was I thinking about doing this. They've got a lovely spring waterfall here. And this is interesting. The side of this canyon has a lock on it. Don't see that often. And this is their outdoor aquarium. Well, some of these are fairly long, but what they've got in here is just tiny little things you can barely see. I've hiked through a lot of canyons lately. What I like about this one is that it has a paved floor. Don't see that very often in canyons. In case you don't know what these things are, they have a sign here to tell you. They're cactus. Yeah, that was my first guess. And this one is the dinner plate cactus. I'll use my own dinner plates, thank you. They got several kinds of prickly pear, which I always thought interesting. You break them apart and there's a lot of watery juice in them, but then they have the pricks, which discourage you from consuming them. What kind of dirty trick is that? This one I don't think even the birds would want. They do have everything nicely landscaped here, and what was a surprise to me is that there's no charge to get in. There's not even a gate person to check in with. They do have several covered rest stops along the way. I wonder what the garden looked like when the dinosaurs were here. I bet it wasn't anywhere near this much developed. Only got one lonely duck here. I guess you didn't see the no swimming sign. Well, this water is barely flowing. They do have it flowing a little bit, going this way to the right. Well, folks, I've shown you a good part of it. It's not a really big garden. It only takes maybe half an hour or so to look through it all. Oh, this sign's a bit out of place, but nothing on it. Here's a really nice map of the place. And if you're looking for a certain thing, they got them number coded here. So now, let's go to Pioneer Park. Pioneer Park is a series of hiking trails that go in and around all of these rocks, and they have some facilities. There's a big colored group picnic area here. So I'm just going to drive around and show you some of the scenes throughout the park. There's somebody hiking way out there. And you can climb up to the top if you want. Probably be fun to hike just in between these rocks, sort of like a maze. A lot of amazing rock formations here. There's somebody picnicking right beside that one. There they are. There's somebody a lot more younger and ambitious than I. And right across the street from Pioneer Park is an overlook area into the city. So that's Pioneer Park, and here is the Red Cliffs right above the city of St. George. St. George is known as the Dixie of Utah, and that's what this big D stands for. And then over here they have written the word Dixie. Can only see part of it from here. How many cities have this dramatic of a backdrop? And as well, there are mountains all around it on that side too. So it is way down into a big valley. And right next to Pioneer Park is Red Cliffs Desert Preserve. And we're right here, and this whole area is the Desert Reserve. Get that pronounced right. So there's another parking lot for people going hiking around here. Somebody punched some holes in the side of the rock here. More interesting sights to see if you go way up there. Here's a shot of St. George from the other side of town, where you can see the city up against those cliffs. And there you can see the Dixie sign. It's really a lovely place. Nice place to live outside of the summer. Lately it has been 108 to 110 degrees in the afternoons. And then it cools off to about 80 degrees about 3 o'clock in the morning. They must have sprinklers to keep this lawn so nice and green. One last shot of the city here. So now I'm going to go and show you where I have been camping out here in St. George. I've camped at a lot of elk lodges around the country. This is one of the best ones I've been to. They have 12 50 amp spaces. Only 2 of us here. You may have seen my video from yesterday where I explained some of the things that I do to keep my RV cool when I'm in a really hot place. If you missed it, check that out. They have a camp host permanently set up here, and then they have this building which has restrooms, and inside these restrooms are showers. You can actually take a shower in there if you don't want to do it in your RV, or maybe you have a small RV without a shower. That is just ideal. Each RV space has a 20, 30, and 50 amp hookup. It doesn't have water hookups at each site, but they do have a water fill, fresh water fill station right here. I'm not sure about a dump station, which fortunately I don't need. And they're having a Friday night fish fry for $10 tonight in the lodge there. So I'm definitely going to do that. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my tour around some of the things to see around St. George. Good day, folks.